Greetings and praises in the name of Jah Rastafari. It's me, Tru-Dru, once again giving information and knowledge that I need to kick to y'all real quick. I know I'm not always here to give y'all what I like to do as far as my knowledge and my thoughts and what's going on, but this is something that's so important that I really, really felt that I need to get some information on this right away. Now I'm going to take some information back based on what I've been gathering today about it's got the Asian community against the black community, and some of you guys know what's going on. Some Asians know and some blacks don't know. But what y'all know is that the media is trying to perpetrate us as enemies of each other. See, what they don't understand is because the situation that's going on in the black community and the Asian community is very fragile. And what they're trying to do is put the two of the people who has a point where they're not white, put non-white people against us and make black people like their worst enemies in the world. And they've been trying to do us in slavery. And I would figure that some people who are of Asian descent, people of Indian descent, or whatever it is, or if you're from another country or from where you come from, you would start to, with all the information you get up to this point, you would know that black people are the most oppressed people, oppressed nation in the world. Period. If you go to what's going on in Africa, you got China trying to conquer Africa. You got China trying to conquer Jamaica. So if you look at what's going on, they're making us slaves in those islands. So I gotta be thankful that I'm not in Jamaica. Be thankful that I'm not in West Africa, some parts of West Africa, and other parts. I don't know other parts. I know quite a few parts of Africa that there are Chinese that are there that are making life difficult for black people in the land of Africa. You gotta remember, Africa, and we all came originally from Africa. Everything originally came from Africa. So when we all got shipped over and everything, put into different countries, like into the Caribbean and different parts of the world, we had no choice. It's like people try to tell me that I'm speaking English like the English. You gotta understand, we've been in captivity for over 400 years. How are we supposed to be able to speak our own proper language, our own proper Hebrew languages and everything like that? They displaced us and put us everywhere. And what they do, they take all the foreign people, which is our brothers and cousins, the Indians, the Asians. That means the Chinese, the Koreans, and all the how should I say Orientals. I don't want to say Orientals and be disrespectful, but I can tell you something about where Asians come from because they come from the land of sin, S-I-N, the Sinites of the Bible. And if you guys were smart enough to get all your information you can about our peoples, we'll try to get all the way where our peoples came from and where we are today. To give you, for example, you got the so-called Chinese, the so-called Korean, the so-called Japanese, and what have you. All those Japanese, Koreans, Filipino, all of them come from. They originally came from the land of sin. The land of sin originally started in China and it expanded in other lands like Korea and different parts. If you read your Bible, it'll tell you that they. I would have to find the passage where it says about where the Sinites came from. But the Sinites actually, when you look on the description, it also points them back to China where they all came from. So they came from there. They dispersed and started to go different like Korea, Filipinos, Cambodia, and different parts of the Pacific area. So you gotta look all the people that have the slanted eyes. That's what the Sinites look like. The Sinites have those type of eyes. But the point I'm trying to get at is here. We need to go back to where we come from, get educated, and get our knowledge together. See, this is what we gotta understand. We as black people of the world, America, the Caribbean, or Europe, or wherever we are now, we all have a similar problem. Just like the Asians have the same problem. The Indians and the Asians have the same problem we have. But unfortunately, some of them are not aware of it or not too in tune with what's going on because they feel like they have to lay down with the enemy and do what the enemy tells them to do in order for them to get close to them. That's the reason why they all turn it against us. And I'm not saying all of them, but they got some of them. Because I find myself, a lot of them find me as an attractive young guy that's doing something to better my life. You know, a real Asian would see you as that. A real Asian that wants to see that is real will tell you hi, say things to you that your people out here won't even say to you. I get more love from I get more love from people overseas than I get in America. I can tell you that for a fact. I get way more love from Chinese and Filipinos and all of them more than I can get any night. As far as like I'm talking about women, why men yes too, but mainly I deal with mainly the women. Cause I'm a person that's looking for a wife, so I talk to everyone around the world. I don't just talk to black people. I don't talk to Indians. I talk to everybody, whoever I get along with. But so far from what I've been talking to everybody, everybody I've been talking to, the people I get along most, the women I get along with most, are the Orientals. That some people want to call them Orientals, but I don't want to give them a negative name. But they are originally the Sinite people. What I'm trying to say is like the so-called Chinese, the Filipinos, the Koreans, all of them. I talk to them different around the world online. I go around and talk to them. Some who make videos on YouTube, I support them and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is this: there is no purpose of us being each other's enemy. We know that we are not an enemy. And the movie Boogie. Let me go ahead and get to that real quick. Now you know that the movie Boogie is about an African American woman with an Asian man, right? Now I'm not against everybody coming together. You know what I'm saying? I would support Boogie as long as it's promoting something that is actually doing something to make the black man look good, but it does not, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I cannot support it because if you look at the movie Boogie, they make it like the actor. I think the actor is supposed to be Chinese or something like that. But I looked at his name; it looked like a Japanese name, but I'm not sure if he's Chinese or what he is. But I heard that he's not. So I don't know whole information about him. And I don't know the whole information about the story, but he's playing a Chinese in the movie, and they're trying to make it like if you look at who stars it, Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke, the one who died like a year or two ago. A year now, I should say. This around this time will be a year. It'll be a year he was murdered and killed, murdered, assassinated in California. What you don't understand is that when he got murdered, it was all to set in motion of a blood sacrifice. Because if you look at it, you see him in the movie, and you could kind of hear his music around a little bit, right? And you kind of see his parts. So basically, before he got sacrificed, they got to do what they could with Pop Smoke. They criminalized him, made it like a evil person. They made him look like he was one of the worst kind of criminals in the world. Excuse me, because he's a dark skinned man. And you look at Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke is a rapper. He's been stereotyped like most African Americans and people of color. We get stereotyped all the time. We get always considered a villain. The last time I was in the state of Florida, which is a while, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, it's been a while since I left Florida. I was stereotyped as the worst kind of person you can think of. They labeled me as a criminal. They wanted to put me in jail, and they wanted to slap me with a ticket. That's all. That's all. I'm telling you. And you gotta realize, no matter what in the world, we're gonna be the most hated people in the world, no matter what we do. We can smile in the face and do what we're asked to do, and still we're gonna be recognized as the worst kind of people in the world. But we also gotta come together and realize that this thing that they're going, this setup that they're doing, is all a trap. It's all a trap to put everybody against each other. And in the Bible, in biblical times, it did say that there's going to be nations against nations. So this is what you got to understand. This nation versus nation thing is set up by white supremacy. White supremacy, that one thing I give them. I give them a clap for that. Big clap for that because they're the smartest system in the world. Because they're able to manipulate us few people and tell us to fight each other, argue each other, and we don't love each other. And if you think about it, they got to us pretty good. Now, for example, no disrespect to my Asian folks, but I'm gonna tell you like it is. A whole lot of y'all are known to be linked with white supremacy. And I mean, I can give you a good example. Like if you look at Mitch McConnell's wife, I gotta see if I can look that up real quick. There's that Mitch McConnell wife. She's an Asian woman that's married to Mitch McConnell, and she's caught into some scams. Let's see if I can go ahead and find that real quick. Just give me a few minutes because I'm on my phone here. And I'm gonna get you some information. I'm gonna give you some information, give you some deep knowledge because I think a lot of y'all don't even know what's going on. Okay, I'll give you one. Here it is. Mitch McConnell's wife. There is breaking news on her, which is over an hour ago, that Watchdog has faulted Elaine Chao for misuse of office as transportation secretary. You gotta realize this is Mitch McConnell's wife. I'll see if I can show you a brief picture of her real quick. That's Mitch McConnell's wife. Her name's Elaine Chao, right? So you gotta remember, a lot of you guys know Mitch McConnell is one of the racist, most wickedest men that run this country in the United States. And he's the reason why we had all this problem with Trump and them doing what's going on. Here's another news coming from the Asian against black people again. Now, let's see if I can find it where it says, where is it here? It says minors. Oh crap, I lost the news. Let's see if I can find it for you real quick. I don't know what's going on with my fingers, but I'm like itchy fingers right now. But let me find it real quick, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because you're gonna be like, wow, this is what's going on. Like even if you listen to our sister Dr. Mumby, she's even been showing that. And my other African sister I watch, her name is what's her name again? Virtual Grace. She was talking about how the Chinese were oppressing black people in Africa. Now here's what I'm talking about here. Zimbabwe, right? This is the one with the Zimbabwe thing going on. Look, Zimbabwe miners clash with Chinese miners. That's what that's about. It's basically saying if you go to Africa right now, that I'm showing you, in Africa is a lot of oppression going on because remember back in the past when you had apartheid and all that stuff that was going on, apartheid, or however you pronounce it, what was going on? You had the Germans and all the people that are from the places like Germany and all those countries from Europe that were coming to South Africa, moving, talking about this is our stuff, give us our land back and all that stuff. But you gotta realize now, with the Chinese coming over there now, it's pretty much the same thing that happened when the Europeans actually colonized Africa, and that's what Chinese are actually going to do. If you guys don't have your facts, your information, and I have no respect, no hate or anything toward no Chinese or anyone. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with everybody, but I'm trying to get a point across. So what's going on? We are the one that is being affected. We're the ones that's being hurt. I mean, the movie Boogie, I don't know if it's going to help and pause it. Let's see if I can actually show that here because I'm like live right here now. and I want to be able to get you so much information as I can, because I don't want to be stupid, be ignorant. I want to point you guys to the facts and see what's going on. Now I'm gonna go on to trailer of Boogie real quick, and I'm going to talk about what's the problem about the movie. Now I'm not saying I don't have a problem with no Chinese director or anything like that or nothing, but here's the point. Let's go to the Boogie trailer, and I'm gonna explain to you what went wrong in the video. I'll play the video a bit, and then all I'm gonna do is I'm going to discuss the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video to Boogie. It's supposed to come out this week. You know who's in the movie, right?
We never expected to have freedom or independence or equality in this country. But it doesn't matter what the challenges are. You run through that wall.
Eddie Huang, so I can see his Chinese.
Whether you know it or not, right here, right now, you are a coming of age story. Mr. Alfred, welcome to AP English.
I prefer my stripper name, Boogie.
Remember, so he's supposed to be Chinese American, but look who the antagonist is in the moment.
No one believes in
Keep
Asian
looking.
basketball player.
See, whose music playing in the back? Who's singing? Who's singing now? Come on now.
Who can cook, clean, count real good, but anything else would pick last.
There he goes. Pop Smoke, right? Dark-skinned black American man, right? He's a bad person, right? Because all people are that bad are black people. And it's how the movie's depicting it, and that's what I don't like about it. I do like the fact there's an Asian man and a black woman in love. I do respect African American and black people in Asian relationships. But here's the problem what's going on. With what white supremacy has been putting us as wide odds against each other. Look at that.
I'm sorry, Coach Hawkins, Principal Kodak. It's not necessary. This is our culture. Alfred has parents who value respect and discipline, and without them, we are nothing.
We as black people value it too.
I know what's going on in my house. My mom, she's responsible, but she doesn't believe in me. My dad is irresponsible, but he believes in me.
Don't sleep on me. I'm sorry,
I've got to represent. I got 5,000 years of Chinese history. Just a lot of pressure. I know how you feel, but you have a chance to change history.
The Sinite culture. Remember, these are the Sinite people of the Bible. The Sinite people of the Bible, the Chinese.
Fight for yourself.
Koreans, Japanese, you name it, that's
Fight
them.
for being Chinese.
This has always been about you. Your plan to beat Monk. So what are you gonna do?
Now this movie's supposed to be rated R. Now also, what you guys don't know, I can also show you the thing that happened with what's the name of that basketball player? I think he was a Chinese basketball player, Jeremy Lin. I think it was. Let's see if I can find that for you, so you can see that I'm not causing a problem. I'm just trying to show you what's going on in our society. Now, there's something I want to find real bad if I can find it. Okay, here we go. This is the most important things you guys need to look at because all this is based on the information I've been pulling up from all the information I gathered together. So before the movie Boogie come out, you guys can take a look at what's going on, or even after it comes out, you guys can figure out, make your mind up what's really going on. Now look here, this is Jeremy Lin.
Attacks against Asian Americans on the rise. NBA G League player Jeremy Lin is
Yes, Mom?
opening up about an experience.
I'm doing a video, Mom.
In a Facebook post, here's what he writes. He says, being an Asian American doesn't mean we don't experience poverty and racism. Being a 9-year NBA veteran doesn't protect me from being called coronavirus on the court. Being a man of faith doesn't mean I don't.
Funny that he
fight
doesn't
for
mention that it's the
justice
white
for
folks that are
myself
calling the
and for
racist white
others.
folks that are
So
calling
here we
names,
are
but
again,
everybody
sharing
wants to
how
say
we
everybody's
feel.
attacking
Is
Asians, right?
anyone listening? Well, joining me now is Jeremy Lin, and I'm so grateful that you're here, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Let's talk about what made you write this. You were playing a game for the Golden State Warriors G League team, and someone actually called you coronavirus as a slur. Tell me about that.
This is things that they call him. They call brothers like him that. They call sisters like Christina Wong those type of negative names. And we in the I can speak for myself that is in the black community. That's saying it's wrong to call anybody any type of name.
For me, just because
I've
seen since last year around January when everything started to happen, and I just have seen the rise in what we have in a lot of these attacks and hate crimes and stuff like that. And so, it was something that I was trying to bring awareness towards, and it was just something that I had for some of this time finished my season in the CBA in the China Basketball Association last year, so I was actually removed
China,
for
right?
about 5-6
Pay
months,
attention to the hints,
and
man.
then when I came back, it seemed like things in the U.S. had gotten even more hostile.
So,
But
Jeremy,
see, I'm glad he
that
said
they are
U.S. because he
investigating
really
the
should
incident,
say
but
that
you
generally
say
in the United States of
that
America
you're
is a
not
very
interested
racist
in
country.
publicly naming or shaming the person who said it. Why not call them out?
From day one, I had no intention. And actually, I've talked about it. People have heard this story many times, even when I was in college. And I was playing in an Ivy League game, and I was called chink multiple times. I've never revealed who that player or players were. To me, it's not about trying to, take somebody down or anything like that. It's about building awareness, and it's about promoting solidarity.
But you know what? I totally understand that. About getting revenge, because it's not about getting revenge.
But it does make sense that Don Lemon is the one that's talking with him, because Don Lemon experienced racism his whole life like I have.
Right?
All of us have.
They know.
It's time the Chinese understand that they have the same common problem we have, and stop following white supremacists and white supremacy is not helping them. It's making them look like clowns.
Assessment and what they decide to do, their decision is their decision. But I totally understand what you mean.
All right, let me end it here and basically say this. The world is in chaos. It's time that we admit it, come to ourselves together and say this is a problem, common problem. So we can't just continue to sit there and be like nothing's wrong. We've seen it our whole lives. There's nothing right going on around here. It's just crazy. Because if you've been looking at what's going on, you remember back when they had World War II, how they used to call the Japanese the Japs and all kind of names and stuff like that. And now that for some odd reason they're trying to twist it to make it like we're the people that are being villains. We've been villains our whole lives. We've been in slavery for more than 500 plus years. You know what I'm saying? As far as everybody else has been free, the Asians are more free than we are. The Indian Asians and the Oriental Asians are more free than we are. They have more rights than we do, but they still get picked on for in racism. They still get picked on and everything. But I can tell everybody else, we as black people have. Not only do we have to worry about white supremacy, but we have to worry about other nations that look down on us. Me as a black man, I want to survive and make it. I want to make it like better for everyone else. Excuse me, everyone else. I can tell you one thing. Ever since I moved to Atlanta, it's the best feeling I've ever had. I feel more free. I can do things that I couldn't do when I was in Florida. I know Florida is a place where they can just make sure they do everything they can to destroy you. And they almost destroyed me mentally. I was in a depression for a long time because of me being in the state. The only way I could get all that out of my mind is to keep going to the studio, record a lot of music and rap. You know what I'm saying? Sing and whatnot. And I'm working on my project. I'm going back. My music project, like I said, music project I was working on when I was in Florida was going good for a while. But, trying to get my mind together and get everything to get right. But my final point is this. Watch the movie Boogie. I'm not saying don't support it. But I'm saying be very careful about it. It could send a wrong message to some of us. Maybe I don't know what's gonna happen, but the movie's supposed to be out on Friday. You guys, by the time when the movie's out, that you guys have seen this video, the movie will probably be out at the same time because today's Thursday now, so Friday's tomorrow. And I'm just saying, keep it like I what's going on. I showed you some information how Asians are working against blacks, and you have some community where the good thing I can show you is that they do have Asians that do fight in Black Lives Matter. I do like that. And I wish more black people would know that there are Asians that are on our side, because a lot of black Americans and a lot of people of color do not know Asians on our side because of the propaganda that's been going on to put Asians against us. And it's been going on for the European whites for so many years because they hate our guts. They feel this is what their plan is. This is what their plan is. They're gonna send the Asians against us, and you know what's gonna happen? While we already killing and fighting and do whatever and hurting each other, they'll send the Asians to finish this off. When they finish this off, you know what they're gonna do after that? The white man knowing that the Asians will listen to whatever they say and follow whatever they say, they all get them next. And they don't see it. Unfortunately, they don't see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I want to speak the truth. I don't know how I'm gonna get the truth out there. I'm just gonna say what I can. Hopefully, you guys will share the video and get everybody to know. But these are the things you need to get aware before I get off. Keep your eye out for Miss Elaine Chow. Remember, her husband is Mitch McConnell, and I showed you a video a while back about her and Mitch McConnell in one picture together, showing that she's up to no good. And you got, unfortunately, not all, but quite a bit of Asians don't like black people. I know that for a fact. But where I come from in Jamaica, I got a lot of Chinese in my family, a lot of Indians in my family, and of things of that nature. I'm from a mixed family too. But my point is this: it's an agenda. It's a white supremacy agenda. All you gotta do is look up the videos. Matter of fact, let me do one more video, cause I'm gonna show you what they're trying to do. This is what white supremacy planning to do: is to wipe the Asian race out. So I'm gonna actually show you guys what's going on. They're trying to wipe out the Asians because they know they can kind of trick the Asians because a lot of Asians fall for it. They fall for white supremacy and they tend to follow it. But let's see if I can find about. There was a video I did a while back. Because white supremacy is they act like they're obsessed with the Asian culture, right? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This video you guys need to get. It's not a joke. A lot of you guys want to dislike this video, but it's just true by advice. Because I know a lot of fact. Because I used to know a lot of white supremacists personally, and well, not now, but at the point I know a lot of them. A lot of them are very into the Asian culture. But know the fact this too. African Americans do love the Asian culture, the Chinese culture, Japanese culture, and everything else. Like anime. Like me, I'm an anime fan. I love Dragon Ball Z. I like anything like that. But here's my point. Watch this video, please. These are the same men that say white power, but they show how they're obsessed with the Asian culture.
If you've seen footage from the Charlottesville protest, you might have noticed something a little strange. Chris Cantwell, who's a white supremacist, has an Asian tattoo. The tattoo's a little sloppy, but it's supposed to be the Japanese character for truth. And it's actually not that strange. White supremacists love Asia, especially Japan. And every well-known white supremacist in recent memory...
It's funny you mentioned China, but I see a lot of white supremacists with Chinese women.
Everyone from former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke, to far-right Norwegian extremist and mass murderer Anders Breivik, to Charleston shooter Dylan Roof, have all raved about the virtues of East Asian countries and praised Japan as a model to follow. So what gives?
You gotta ask yourself those questions. Why are so many white supremacists into Asian culture? And I can name you so many reasons why. Okay. You remember how they had that thing where they had the Nazi sign? You guys know where the Nazi sign originally came from? Let's see if I can find that. Because the reason why I gotta educate some of you guys, because some of you guys don't listen, and put Asian origin of Nazi. I know us Nazi did come from the Asian culture, but I want to show you proof of that because a lot of you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, you're making up stuff." So best thing I can do is give you YouTube. From let's see if I can really find it. Here we go. Okay. Why are Nazi symbols common in Southeast Asia? Listen to this. I'm dead serious. So this is my proof to show you that we are not the enemies of Asians. Blacks are not supposed to be enemies of each other. It's no different in Asians and blacks fighting together. It's no difference in blacks and blacks fighting each other. It's the exact same thing. Because I can tell you where we all came from. Let's watch this video. This is a video about Nazi symbolism where it originated from. It originated from Asia. I know you may not get a great look at it, but you can also look this up online.
I think it is because of lack of historical fact or historical education. Because Holocaust in Nazi Germany are not taught in high school in depth. So they are mentioned passing.
Exactly. They're showing you how the connection between Nazism and Asian culture. They really what the Nazis and all them were trying to say when they were doing this white supremacy stuff. You can type this if you want to find this information where it says from swastika flags to Hitler t-shirts, why Nazi symbols are common in South Asia. This is you gotta understand. The Nazis and any white supremacy unit was trying to get the Asians to work with them as their little slaves. They're how should I say, they're yes man, whatever you say, man. They were them. They were trying to teach them that because they were the European whites, not to be sick, not all whites. I'm just trying to tell you the racist ones that are racist. They always said the Asians were inferior people, that the Asians are like they're retarded because of how they look. People don't understand the reason why they have the epicantic folds of the eyes and make the eyes look like what they want to call it chink, which is a disrespect in my opinion. But that having those eyes are an advantage to have, because those eyes you have when you have Sinite eyes like that, you protect your eyes from the sun and the UV rays from damaging your eyes. That is the main purpose why they have those eyes. See, I study the culture a lot and I know a lot about it and things like that. I'm actually working on something that corroborates into the Asian culture and the African culture together because really The culture we're working on need to come together. We can't come as enemies. We have to be as neighbors, man. We can't be listen to what the racist white man been saying how we are bad people. Because we continue to believe that stuff, we're just gonna wipe each other out. And they're just laughing because they're like, haha. You see what Trump did? Trump got them to attack the White House. And that's what they're doing with the agents. They're trying to mobilize you guys to be bad people and say, let's destroy everything, forget the rules, let's follow everything the white supremacist way. And everything we know in the white supremacist way is unholy. And it's satanic. No matter how you look at it, because it encourages death, violence, lies, and deception around people. And unfortunately, I'm one of the victims of it because, I know what it's like. But we all have to work together and come against this because if we don't, we're going to lose. In closing, I want to say thank you guys for looking at my videos. I don't know if you're going to look at it. I don't know if you're going to share, but whatever you can, take this information and share because it's telling you so much information. I know it's kind of long, but I want you to see what's really going on. We are not the problem, okay? Oh, I got one more person I want to talk about. Her name is Miss Troy, ain't it? Miss Troy? Okay. I remember she was saying something about black Americans or black people are the problem. Let's see if I can find her picture real quick. Her name is, I forget her name. It's something Troy. I don't know if it's Susan Troy or something like that, but I'm going to get her name real. Just give me 1 second, and I'll find it out. If I can get this thing to act right. Okay, it doesn't want to act right. It wants to act stupid. It wants to freeze. Come on now. But the point of the matter is, she was doing a video on the news. I think she's based in I think she's based on the I don't know if she's based on Atlanta or where she's based on. She's based on ABC, and she was trying to insinuate that we're the problem, and that really upset me very much because not only that she's married to a man of no color, and a lot of them that are married to a man with no color, they don't know what the heck they talking about. They always want to side with the same people. They basically want to say, oh yeah, let's mask, yes mask, and no mask. Anything we say, the white man is always right, the black man is evil, everybody's evil except the white man. So we as Asian people must go together with the white man and lay out with the white man and lay with the white woman, make our life better. No. They're deceiving you, and you guys continue to let them deceive you all the time. So what I'm going to do is show you one more thing on what I'm talking about in this final part of the clip. Until his phone is not acting right, so it's going to take me a second to get it to work. But when I get it to work, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. Because I want to show you much of the proof, so you guys don't look at me like I'm a retard or I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I know more about my culture, the Israelite culture, and I know about the Asian culture, which is the Sinite culture of the Bible. You guys don't really look up the Bible, the Sinites, those are the so-called Chinese, the so-called Japanese, the so-called Koreans, those are them. That's them. That's the ancient version when they first came. They came from the east. And lo, they came east. So let me go ahead and find this thing up. I don't know what I did with it. I just had it. Oh, files. Let me go to my files. Okay. Now I'm going to find it in like about a couple minutes now. Just give me a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go again. Computer's very slow, but pissing me off. Not one work. See if I can find a picture here. I just had it too, like this a few moments ago, and I don't know what the heck I did with it. That's weird. Matter of fact, let's find it on. I had the picture on my phone, but I cannot find the picture. So what I'm going to do is actually show you a picture of who she is. Because that's the one thing, the last thing I want to do before I get out of here. That's not her either. Oh God, here we go again. My phone's acting up, but I do apologize for the inconvenience. I am trying to get this together. I am almost done with this video. I just want to give you as much as I can talk about and let you know what's really going on in the world. But if you look at, I should find her name a couple of things. ABC, she is ABC, so I don't know who she is. Alright, give me a second. I found who she is. Sophia Choi. I knew I'd find her. Sophia Choi, right? So I'm going to show you who she is. Because she was trying to insinuate that we were the problem. Like a lot of these people with the slave mentality do. Slave mentality have where the white man is the master, so let's find the white man and marry him, and everything is going to be a whole lot better. And forget about what happened in the last 500 plus years that's been going on to the black people in America and discrimination. And then you got some of that even look just like her that love Trump. They be pro-Trump, and Trump don't even like them. Trump don't like people of color at all. But we're going to continue to let ourselves be lied to and say Trump is a great man. He's God. Let's just bow to Trump. He's a great man. That's what we'll do then. Because people are really that brainwashed and really incinerated into this madness. Do you guys really know what's going on? You're gonna be asleep, and until you guys wake up from your sleep, you're gonna be in a deep sleep forever. Wake up and be blessed and stay positive. All right. Keep spreading the knowledge. Keep spreading the knowledge and keep spreading the truth. And don't let anyone stop you from doing that. God bless. I'm out.